We found out today that the Power Ranger reboot is being worked on by the Percy Jackson Showcase runners. This is fantastic news. Percy Jackson is a big hit all over the place, but they were at the premiere of Percy Jackson's showcase for season 2, and they got asked this question: is the rumors true? Are you guys working on the Power Ranger reboot with Hasbro and Disney Plus and 20th Century Fox? And we got Jonathan E. Steinberg saying the rumors are true. The rumors are true. This is awesome, guys. This is great news for us Power Ranger fans. But on the other hand, Dan Shorts saying this, that the story is complete. We don't know if it's actually going to be accepted or not, but we know the filming is supposed to be starting in January of next year. That's not too far away in the UK. So I'm pretty sure the story's probably been accepted. Maybe there was going to be another, rewrite or something, but this is supposed to have nothing to do with the last 30 years of Power Rangers, according to Hasbro. But they don't know. Dan Shorts has no idea if it is a continuation or not. But I'm pretty sure, knowing Hasbro's word, that it's not going to be anything about Mighty Morphin. It's not going to be anything about the 30 years in the past. But yeah, guys, so we found out confirmation about who's working on the Power Ranger reboot with 20th Century Fox, Hasbro, and Disney Plus. So the only thing I have to say about this is awesome, fantastic, but I'm really hoping it'll come to Netflix and some other streaming services later on. Now, let's move on to my next story that's kind of weird, a little bit different. So my next story is about something I don't ever talk about on this channel, The Legend of the White Dragon. Now, this was a Kickstarter 4 or 5 years ago, and people were all hyped about it. Toys came out for it, and then all of a sudden, everything went downhill. And the thing is, Aaron had a podcast today. It was a brand new podcast on Bad in the Sun, talking about The Legend of the White Dragon and, the history with him and Jason. And it's him and his father talking about it and how hard they worked on this film and how fans are, down the middle excited for it still and hating it. And then it brought back memories about hearing about this, seeing the toys on channels like Legacy of Nerd and stuff. And my thought pattern on this interview or this podcast with Aaron is it was total shit. This is a guy that still does not know what is going on with the movie. He says that he's trying to get into, theaters still, and he's having troubles doing that because, the people that are publishing it and putting in theaters want all the rights to it and don't want to do anything with the Kickstarter. And that's the problem, in my opinion, is forget about publishing it with a big name company. Just throw it for your Kickstarters, give them to them first so it's out of the way. It's a digital copy for $20. Big deal. Or a digital copy and a DVD or whatever else was the tiers. I can't remember the tiers exactly, but Aaron still beats around the bush. He says he's hoping for a release in April or May. He's hoping to land a deal with a publisher by January. Now, this is kind of interesting because if we think back on the Power Ranger reboot, they're supposed to be landing in April and May. So it'd be kind of a bad timing for Aaron in general if it landed in theaters. And yeah, I don't know. I think Aaron is total crap, total shit. I'm sorry, Aaron, if you're listening. I tried to get you on an interview to talk, but you never accepted it. But hey, you know what? I probably will never replay this Legend of the White Dragon again until I see the movie in hand. But I thought this podcast was interesting enough to bring it up in topic. And what do you guys think of The Legend of the White Dragon? I know I've watched other things about this too, like after seeing this podcast, and there's a guy named Henry that's, I guess, been doing this for years, complaining about it. If you guys know Henry, let me know in the comments. But yeah, guys, this is interesting to me that The Legend of the White Dragon still has not come out. People have been forgetting about it. People, are still talking about it, I guess, and still are hating on Aaron. And honestly, if it's been 4 to 5 years before this movie came out, I can see why there's such a big controversy with Aaron and his way. And I guess he's actually starting another Kickstarter, and that's kind of weird too, since the first one hasn't even been fulfilled. But again, I'm not a big fan of Bad in the Sun. I have seen like the Green Ranger versus Ryu and Scorpion versus the White Ranger. But again, those are JDF stuff that, if you know me, I love Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, and definitely the stuff that JDF did. So by saying that, am I going to watch The Legend of the White Dragon when it comes out on Hulu or whatever streaming service it is? Of course I am. Am I going to pay for it? Maybe, or maybe I'll find a way around that. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. That's not really a story, it's more kind of like an update. Gozyuger movie has been leaked, and I did find a way to watch it. And if you guys really want to watch it, let me know in the comments. I can't post it here on YouTube, but it has no subtitles. So to watch it is just, you gotta know Japanese or understand the story of Gozyuger before watching this. But it is basically the ending of Gozyuger. Gozyuger Unicorn is played by Maya, not by the other actress. So this was filmed with Maya. So when this actually comes out, if it comes out, I should say, is it going to be a different movie than the one I actually have seen? Or is it going to be the same movie with the actress put in there? Now, I will say, I did watch the full movie before making this video, and I will say it's a 10 out of 10 idea. I love the movie. It's too bad it wasn't in English subs, so I can understand it better. But overall, guys, if you like this type of video, don't forget to hit that hype button, like, subscribe, and you might like this video wherever my hands are pointing. See you next time. Peace.